All right, so we're going to do the pet section, and this should be fairly quick. For pets, nutrition's important for pets. One thing that's interesting, if you study a lot of research, the one I'm thinking of off the top of my head is Dr. Wallach, who talks a lot about minerals. He wrote a book called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. He actually autopsied thousands of animals and found out why they were sick or why they died. A lot of times it was mineral deficiencies. And if you think about animals in nature, and this isn't perfectly true, but for the most part, animals in nature don't get degenerative disease. So you think of a moose or a deer or an ostrich, living out in the wild. These animals aren't dying of cancer and heart disease and liver failure. The animals that die of these diseases are animals that are domesticated pets that we give the same poor quality food as often we give ourselves, and sometimes worse. They kind of get the scraps, the junk, the leftover. They're not eating what they would eat out in the wild. So that's why animals are going blind and getting all these diseases at such a young age sometimes. So nutrition for pets is important too, and people love their animals, so they want them to live a long time. My parents, as an example, had their dog. They had a really itchy skin, kind of like allergy issues, and just started putting something as simple as olive oil on her food every day. Fixed it. Like no more itchy skin, no more allergy issues, just something that basic that she was missing, those good fats. Really helped their dog a lot. So we have just a few pet-related products. I don't know if we're going to bring in pet food or anything like that. Probably wouldn't get into all that, but it is important what you feed your animal as far as food. Just like with people, it's very critical. Animals, for the most part, have the same organs that people do. God, made all of it, and He made their systems to work very similar to ours. So they need good nutrition too. So a couple of things we have. This is called Rescue Remedy, and this is flower essences, and this is for stress relief for animals. So if you have an animal that's always kind of stressed, anxious, gets super stressed around the 4th of July because of the fireworks, or it's just stressed around people, or for any reason you just need the dog to calm down and relax, that's a good product. We do have a bone and joint formula specific for animals. It's from LifeVantage, the same company that makes Protandim. You got an old arthritic dog, you give a dog herbs, or in this case, this is an herbal formula, or if you give them a product that has the kind of some of the typical glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM type of products, it's going to work for an animal's joints just like it works for a person's joint. So there's a lot of products specific for animals that are bone joint related. We don't have a lot of glucosamine, chondroitin products specifically for pets. We'll have to probably bring one of those in. But this LifeVantage product does work for pain. We've seen dogs that can hardly walk, that have arthritis, seriously act like they're puppies again, that are 14, 15 years old and start playing again like they have no pain whatsoever. So these things work. We have a couple nutritional products by Flora. They're called Pet Essentials. One is Pet Essentials for cats. One is Pet Essentials for dogs. So this is super simple. It's got a chart on here on how you feed it to your animal based on the weight of the animal, and all you do is add it to their food. And so the Pet Essentials for Dogs one, for example, has flaxseed, sunflower seed, sesame seed. It's got tomato, oat bran, ginger, barley grass. It's got a bunch of enzymes to help the animal digest their food properly. Parsley, alfalfa, artichoke, hawthorn berry, red clover. So it's got a lot of herbs in it that just for people, just like people, these animals need help with healthy blood, healthy liver, so it has red clover, dandelion, different herbs that are going to help cleanse the animal as well. So that's a good product just to add into the food. And then we have a line, Cedar Bear. Cedar Bear, one of our favorite companies. They have a whole line of pet products, and I'll just go through them real quick. The first one's called Breathe Easier. So what kind of animal would need to breathe easier? Allergies. Animals get allergies. And so this is going to be similar herbs that traditionally used for allergies that are in other people allergy formulas. We have eyebright, stinging nettle, elderberry, feverfew, chamomile, goldenrod, and lemon peel. Then we have a product called Calm Down. So your hyperactive pet lavender, passion flower, chamomile, skullcap, hops. This is a similar product you might see in a sleep formula for people. We have one called coat care. Coat care. So you think of an animal has a coat, it happens to be furry. People have a coat, it's our skin. Animals just have hair on their skin, but they get skin issues. And they get problems with their skin, and they get problems with the coat. And a lot of that comes back to blood again, just like we talked about when we talked about with acne, having clean blood. So what's in this coat care formula is burdock root, dandelion root, calendula flowers, Oregon grapefruit, anise, and lemon peel. We've heard burdock and dandelion quite a bit. What are those? They're blood cleansers. So these are cleansing herbs that are going to work on the liver, work on the blood, and if you work on the blood and the liver, the skin is going to clear up. Their coat's going to be healthier. We have Kidney Soothe. So this is a kidney product. A lot of pets get kidney stones. Pets get kidney problems, have problems controlling their bladder. So juniper berries, dandelion, cleavers, and corn silk. We talked a little bit about corn silk in the children's section with children like wetting the bed, strengthening their kidneys. And it has horsetail in it.
That's kidney care?
Yeah, it's called kidney, that's called Kidney Soothe.
Soothe.
Yep. Then we have a couple of bentonite clay products for pets. One is very simply nutrition for pets, and it's called Animin. So Animin like animal, and then min like minerals. So we know what bentonite clay does. So what's this bentonite clay going to do for the animal? It's going to provide minerals. It's going to cleanse and detoxify their blood. It's going to pull any contaminants out of their body. This is going to be really critical for allergies with pets. So I would couple it with the Breathe Easier formula. So if somebody comes in and their pet's having allergies, itchy skin, itchy eyes, runny nose, some of those same symptoms with a person, give them the Breathe Easier and give them this Animin, the clay, to add to their water. This clay would also work if a pet, let's say the pet gets into something they shouldn't eat and they get sick. The clay is going to take care of that. Let's say that you just found out the dog licked antifreeze off the garage floor. That dog could be dead in a few minutes. This clay could literally save their lives because this will immediately absorb that poison in their stomach in seconds. So, what's that? Oh yeah, our dog. Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. My wife just reminded me of when our dog got into some poke root in our backyard. Poke root, the berries of the poke root plant are toxic. The roots are used for medicine, and they have been for hundreds of years. But we noticed that her face started swelling, and she couldn't eat, she couldn't even drink water, and her face just kept swelling worse and worse and worse. And I had some bentonite clay in the house, and I didn't know what she'd gotten into. We found out later it was the poke root. But I took liquid bentonite clay, and I literally just rubbed it all over her mouth, and I put some clay in her mouth for her to eat. And it was so bad that we called the vet, and we were going to make an emergency trip into the vet. The 20-30 minutes by the time we got the dog in the car and to the vet, by the time we got to the vet, the swelling and everything was perfectly gone, and the dog was fine, and our dog was fine, just from the clay.
She looked like she was dying 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, she looked like she was dying, and she was vomiting. I mean, she was in bad shape. We thought we were going to lose her. So the clay saved that, and potentially saved our dog's life. So just keep that in mind. If the dog gets into anything, gets sick, or just general nutrition for your dog, just keeping the dog's body clean just like you would a person, it's going to keep the body free of contaminants. But animals a lot of times tend to get into things they shouldn't because, well, they're animals and they're outside a lot. So then this is a product called Worm Away. So this has the bentonite clay, but there's one thing added specifically for parasite cleansing, and it's diatomaceous earth. And diatomaceous earth is silica, and it will actually shred and kill parasites. So the combination of clay and diatomaceous earth is a great parasite cleanser for pets as well. People deworm their animals, they take medications, but if you want to do something besides the medication or just extra support to give to the animal throughout the year just to keep them free of parasites, especially cats and dogs both, especially cats seem to have major parasite issues. Giving them the Worm Away on a regular basis is going to help keep them free of parasites. So that is it for the pet section. Any questions on pets, pet health?
Do you feel like you can replace, you go to the pet, the doctor, and they give you the heart medicine. Do you think the worm away is gonna work as effective and you can stop giving them the heartworm medicine? Or?
Yeah, she asked if we can stop giving heartworm medicine to an animal from the vet if you're using the worm away. I can't answer that for sure. I mean, just like you give your pet a medication every year to keep them free of parasites, you don't know if they ever would have got parasites even if you didn't give them the medication. And it's the same with the worm away. It's just protection. And there's no way to know for sure what's working better, what's more effective. We know it works, but I don't know if I have a good answer. I can't make any assumptions that it's going to work better than a medication, because we don't even know, if, like I said, if that would have been an issue if they didn't take the medication in the first place. It's just protection.
Right. Do you have a flea and tick product?
We don't have a flea and tick product, but that's a good question. A couple things you can do with fleas and ticks is, one is you can use any of the natural soaps, like a Dr. Bronner soap or the Miracle soap, but bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth, that worm away, would be the perfect thing to rub on your dog's skin for fleas and ticks. So you could actually bathe them in clay or bathe them in the worm away that has the clay and the diatomaceous earth, and that would take care of it. The other thing is any oils. So if you put oils like olive oil or castor oil or anything like that, it'll smother any kind of flea or tick, and it won't be able to breathe, and it won't be able to live in that type of environment. So just washing your dog with soap and water, maybe adding some olive oil, maybe adding the worm away. And you can even put the worm away on your dog dry and just kind of let it flake off. But washing them, once a month real good with soap and water, the worm away, like I said, a good soap or maybe some oil would keep the dog free of fleas and ticks.
And then we also, once they're dry, we take the diatomaceous earth powder and we just completely douse her and just dust her all over with the diatomaceous earth.
Yep. Another plant, and maybe I'll have to find one to bring in that's good. A plant that's well known to knock out infections and bed bugs, fleas, ticks is neem, N-E-E-M, neem. And there's a lot of neem-related products for pets and for taking care of different kind of pests that might be in your home or on your animals. And that's called neem, N-E-E-M. So I'll have to find, this is good we're doing this because it's reminding me of some things we might need to add in. So that would be a good thing to brand, like a neem spray, because again, you could use that on your bed, you could use that on your animal, and that knocks out infectious critters as well. Good?